in spite of not wanting to be just another person, another talking head, and admittedly a very small voice in a very big sounding room of YouTube, talking about the recent banning of James Yeager's YouTube channel, I guess I'm going to go there anyway. And I'm going to go there very quickly. And like some other people have done, I want to point out that regardless of whether you like James Yeager or not, honestly, whether you're into firearms or not, or have ever watched a YouTube channel about firearms or not, is really sort of irrelevant to my point about why this is a bad thing. And it's a bad thing because it's about censoring a very specific type of speech. And while it's not a government doing it, this is a private entity, it's YouTube, they have every right to ban whatever they want to, and I'm all for their right to do it. But the reason why this is dangerous is that this sort of censorship, I think, is almost more dangerous when it starts at the grassroots level versus when it starts at the governmental level. I mean, we're doing tyranny's dirty work for them by allowing super progressive and leftist ideals to permeate through mainstream media, and then these grassroots media outlets, social media outlets like YouTube, and they become a yes man for mainstream media. It takes the voice away from the regular person at home that wants to talk about whatever they want to talk about, which is what the First Amendment's all about. And I'm not pretending that YouTube censoring James Yeager, a firearms enthusiast that doesn't mince words about his belief system, is some sort of systematic or systemic tyranny. It is a means to that end. It's dangerous, once again, if the grassroots movement, the lower levels of media, the non-mainstream, like what YouTube started as, begins to propagate the same sort of dogmas that mainstream media does. That creates a very, very easy environment for us to become desensitized to that sort of censorship as individuals, and then the government could step in at some point and do the same kinds of things. And if you don't know that they're trying to do that in some sectors of government in the United States, you're not paying attention. Even the concept of hate speech itself is contrary to the First Amendment. We have to remember that just because people may not like a message doesn't mean that message doesn't have the right to exist. There's plenty of things I hear all the time that I don't like or agree with, but I would stand for that entity's right to make that message or have that message public. So, in the whole unban James Yeager hashtag, I think that's what that's about, and it's worth standing for, whether you hate his guts, care about him, apathetic to his cause. If there's anything that you believe and that you want to have the right to talk about in a public forum, then this concept should resonate with you. You should not want censorship, really of any kind, in a public forum such as YouTube or something like that, even Facebook. Look, I get there's nuance to this, and how do you? What's the difference between harassment and speech, free speech, or and that kind of thing? And I'm all about having those kinds of conversations. By all means, let's debate these nuances. Let's meet in the gray area and hash this stuff out. But censorship isn't the way to do that. Censorship isn't debate. It's the fear of debate. When people with some modicum of power begin to censor others, it's because they're afraid of the debate. So you're never afraid of debate that you genuinely believe that you can win on your merits. So let me just caution you guys about this kind of censorship. Feel free to please share this. I don't make any money. This doesn't do me any good for me personally to have this liked or shared. But please, share the message. And if you hear anybody else with the same message, like it and share it. Keep this stuff going so that we can be the ones that go to the cannon, so to speak, and pull pull the string, and not sit back idly while mainstream and grassroots censorship creates a hotbed of desensitization to true tyrannical censorship that could easily follow if we let this slope get any slipperier in the common vernacular.